half Native American, grew up in northern Canada. How are they looking? It's got that colder climate. Doesn't really help with growing locks as much as the tropical and the warmer places in the world. But these have come along and they are doing very well. I think you're on a blessed journey, and just continue keeping on what you're doing because it's working. You got a lot of good length coming in here, and it seems to be that your mix half native is actually working quite well with your hair type, and I would imagine your hair grows rather quick as also. So I think you're in the good books with these freeform locks, bro. Big ups and stay strong. Shout out Canada. Is this alopecia? This looks like male pattern baldness to me. A quick recommendation that I've seen in the comments in order to help resolve this situation is to stop immediately retwisting your hair, at least in this section. Let it grow in full, thick, and strong as possible, because the tension on the retwist here isn't going to help. It might actually accelerate the balding here. This area right here looking like it may be a little sore. Looks like it's a little red. That part to me looks a little like alopecia. Again, we can see it right here as well. But I am noticing that again these locks are twisted right down to the scalp rather tightly. Here's that little sore bit here as well. At the end of the day, it's going to come down to allowing this hair to just grow back in naturally. It is a good recommendation to get a second opinion. Go to the doctors and see what they say about it as well. If it is in fact alopecia, they might have some way for you to cure it with medication. But to me, it does look like male pattern baldness, and hopefully this can be resolved. Coming along pretty nice. What do you say? Yo, these are looking great. Very lengthy, especially these locks down by the nape of his neck. They are reaching mid-back at this point. And I can see that the locks have shrunk and they've matured, and even to the point where they're kind of curling and curving. They are coming in quite thick. This is a good look. Sorry, I just noticed my microphone was not plugged in, so from here on forward we will have better audio quality. About 9 months in.
I got what you call Congo locks, and then you'll ask, what are Congo locks? Congo locks are when one or more lock comes together and forms and make one big lock, and that's what Congo locks are. And that's what I have in my head. I got Congos. Smell me, I got Congos. That's what these are. That's what all these are. I got a few Dolos, but most of these are just Congos. Let me set this down. Let me give you a whole little 360 for me. You see that in the back. 360 view. Let me get close so you can actually see. All these is Congos. All these is Congos. All these is Congos, you feel me?
Yo, these are friggin' crazy. It's great to see how much he's embracing the Congos. And he's right. It's when two or more locks marry together and you allow them to form a thicker lock at the root. It's interesting to see how his whole head had decided to Congo up. And what's really crazy about this is that down the line in the future, these Congos can Congo again. So it wouldn't be the end of this journey of them coming together. Congos are a great experience in the freeform journey, and definitely highly encouraged if you notice some Congos happening along the way to encourage them to marry together and allow them to unite, because that's what we're about here on Not Nation. Uniting, unity, Big ups. Saying goodbye. A year and some change. Tried staying dedicated to see the end result, but getting a big urge to cut now. It was a beautiful journey. Keeping my cut looked hair till I die. Well, it looks like you did kind of reach that end result with your patience and dedication that you have shown so far. At this point, your hair wouldn't have changed a whole lot besides just getting lengthier. So I feel like you've done pretty well on this freeform journey. Everyone's journey does come to an end at some point, some sooner than others. And it's all about what you've learned and experienced along the way. I'm pretty sure there will be moments and memories that you will cherish forever, that you've gained along this road. So I do appreciate your commitment thus far and joining the community and sharing these photos with us, because your contributions have not gone wasted. These will be this will be inspiration for future dreadheads to come, and also motivation for other females, especially with your hair type, to continue their journey. So much love and respects. Happy Sunday. These looking nice. I'm loving this big flat lock right on the front right of the frontal lobe. Frizzy hair intact. And they gotten even thicker on the other side. Now these locks looking more rectangular with blunted tips. It's very interesting to see that there is no scalp being shown besides this one natural part here that's kind of like on the cowlick side of his hairline, of his hair growth pattern. Some bleach has been in effect here on the tips. We can see how it's changed colors over the years. Loving the shape of these locks, almost like I don't know what, but they just look fantastic. I like the matted texture of them as well. There's no scarring from like retwisting or interlocking. Yeah, these are freaking great. Definitely gonna go down in the history books for some awesome freeform locks. You're still in the early stages as well. You got a long time on this journey, my friend. Let's hope that you stay dedicated. I have no doubt that you will have the commitment to do so. We got some freeforms in the workplace. Big ups. This is to prove to anybody saying that we have to keep our hair a certain way in order to hold a job down. And it's just not the case. So never let any naysayers say that about your locks or your situation, just because you are growing dreadlocks in this fashion, in this manner, and this lifestyle. Haven't regretted 2 years in. So this journey is quite unique, coming in with some comb coils. I always thought it was very interesting to see how these types of coils turn into locks in the long run. Except with this journey, he did not continue coiling them and let them grow in freeform instead, and they came out with so much more character than if he would have went with the comb coil way. This way is honestly the most beneficial way of doing a dreadlock journey in order to experience the highest of highs and the lowest of lows, create the best memories, and create the most unique locks that oneself could provide. Big ups. So this is a photo of these locks being 1 year apart. So this was 1 year versus 2 years, and we see quite the difference. A lot more length going on at this point. The Congos are far more evident as well. Sun bleach is in effect. And we can see how the shape of them has changed, where they were kind of like curving at this point, and now they've straightened out and lengthened and dropped. Looks like there's a bit of added weight to them at this point. I truly appreciate people taking photos of the back of their heads when they submit photos here, and even more so I appreciate when people can do the 1 year, the 1 and 2 and 3 year timeline of their locks as well. It really helps us see the progression. Last update until fully locked. These looking like a type 2 hairstyle, type 2 hair type. and the tips are a little bit wispier. Might even be a type 1 hair of some sort. And it goes to show that all hair does lock together given the right environment and the right attitude. This is 1 year, 9 months, freeform with minor separation. One thing I could encourage is to disregard the separation in the future and allow these to thicken up even more. You'll be quite surprised at the outcome of Congos happening on this hair type, because it will work. Much love. What a few months of growth look like. Wow. So these are definitely wowable. I like how the tips are like a little bit lighter than the rest of her locks. We see a lot of frizzy hair on the top, which is a good thing. And after a few years, we can see the difference, a lot more length. You can see that some weight has been added. They have dropped a bit more, and now we even have some thread in there as some decoration, which is looking fantastic. It's a great choice of color and technique. And the dreadlock sleeve headband helping to push her hair back. In certain times it can help to hide the frizz if you are a little bit self-conscious of the environment that you're in and you don't want frizz to show. Maybe you just want to be a little bit more formal for whatever reasons. But it's to each their own. I tend to wear these now less and less. I'm learning to embrace my frizz for all that it is in all situations. But I do find that wearing these sleeves during sports is most beneficial for myself. Hair is starting to get a little sun bleached. Damn, we can see some nice Congos here. Looking like high top freeforms. But we do see that sun bleach that you're talking about. And this will continue on down the road. Situations like this can actually be accelerated with lemon water sprays, like a lemon salt water spray, and then you go out into the sun. It can enhance the sun bleaching, but having it done naturally is more than enough. I love the uniqueness of my locks. I've also noticed my hair hasn't grown that much in any length. Is there any reason for that? Very unique. He's got fewer locks than most and a lot of frizzy hair. I think it's a really dope look. If you are in the beginning stages of this journey, the shrinkage is normal, and this is what prevents the growth from being observed for the first couple years. But once they shrink to their maximum amount as they begin to mature, this is when you will notice the length starting to come into play, and this is when the patience really pays off. So continue on being a bit more patient for a few more months, even years, and you will see the length start to come in here out of nowhere. So you are very close to seeing it, my friend, because it looks like your hair has shrunk quite a bit in order for them to clump into big, natty, thick, matted locks like you have. So feel blessed for what you have endured thus far, and once you start getting some length to these locks, they are gonna be immaculate. 1 year and some months in. It's been a few months since my last retwist. What do you think? Well, firstly, I think you should never retwist your hair ever again. These are looking great as they are. Embrace that frizz, bro, as much as you can, and allow these to just freeform in. They are definitely going to give you a lot more character, a lot more charisma, more confidence in yourself, and it makes the experience a lot truer. It's a very true experience and freeing feeling to allow your locks to freeform up like this. Just an update, freeform, no sponge, twist, or a towel rub. Just wash, and I rub my hair with my hand in the morning when I wake up because it be matted. So rubbing your hand in the morning might actually be preventing them from doing their own thing in the long term. But it does still look like your hair is locking up. I think that the hand rubbing might just prevent it from becoming like a bit clumpier and forming plica-like Polonica dreadlocks at the end of the day. But I mean, separation down the road can always fix that. So it's interesting. It looks like You might have had some finger twisting going on. That's why your hair is like kind of like spiky like this. Looks like you're just a few months in, if anything. So there's still a lot more time to go with these locks. Just got to keep on giving that lock commitment its fullest. What's up, lock family? You know we're here just chilling. I'm liking the color of your locks. Braids looking sick too. You got that whole 2 Chainz, Lil Wayne era type of style going on. And I was curious if anybody knows in the comment section. Let me know what logo or what team this duck here is from. Is it Anaheim? Drawing Freeform Locks. I really love this piece of art. Really captures the look and texture of freeform Congos at their best. Loving the watercolor that's been put in here as well. And it made it look like they've kind of been bleached copper tone. With the whole dread beard too. Looking sick. I appreciate the artwork. Still loving the lock game after 3 years. Swipe to see how it started. Her lock's looking really nice. 3 years in. I feel like it's a long time, and it shows a little growth here. Some hair types will grow faster than others. I see she's got some bleach on the tips of some of these locks. I'm loving the curly wavy effect, and this is how they started out. So that is a big difference. They've come quite a while. Definitely shows that her hair does grow slowly, but the commitment and the dedication that has been applied here has definitely paid off. Big up, sister. What do you wash your hair with? We got some platinum bleach blonde locks with some wispy tips. She says she washed her dreads for the first time with Hano Suomalin something shampoo. Some people here mentioned they use dolly locks. Jamaican mango and lime, which I would recommend never using that product. Some people use a scalp refreshing 2-in-1. Honestly, the easiest way to wash dreadlocks is with the truest soap you can find, which is called African black soap. African black soap comes in a bar form at its best, and literally this is all we need for the purest way to wash our freeform locks. African black soap, also known as doo-doo soap. Look for it when and where you can. If you ever see it in a bar form, definitely pick it up and use it. I have a bar upstairs that I just purchased recently. I will definitely include a clip of that within this segment. 3.5 years. Type 1 locks, looking wispy and very free. Now, it's great to see frizzy hair. It's great to see the gray hair coming in as well. As we know, freeform locks are often utilized more by the older generations opposed to the younger kids right now, but which is a good thing, I guess, because in the future the kids will finally see that freeforms are the way to go. It's cool to see the blonde in here looking like a natural blonde, not bleached, and that would be in fact a sun bleached blonde if anything. Really cool shape of these locks as well. And I'm also digging the atmosphere that this picture was taken in, looking like it's on some farmland, on some acreage, very rustic. 1 year and 7 months in, catching the forest sun. Yo, these are amazing. Loving the shape. It's cool that they're flowing backwards like that as well. Congos in effect. And these are still pretty short and new to the game. It's always great to appreciate nature. It reminds me of myself to get out there in the nature pretty soon. And just appreciate that sunshine hitting our locks. Looking dope. And it's actually kind of funny because this frame kind of reminds me of a sun in itself. Like it's really cool. You got the sun rays coming up here. The smiley face. Dude looks like the sun himself. 2B hair type, semi freeform, 1 year, 4 months. Crazy. Those are styling. It's always fantastic to see no scalp being shown on the dreadlock journey. And it's such a contrast from where locticians will have to show like locticians feel like they have to show the scalp in as many ways as they can. They're like addicted to that scalp pattern after parting locks and tightening them down to the roots. But this way it just feels so much more healthier to see on people. No pain included in this journey. No detriment to the wallet included on this journey. So in a sense, you know, it pays to be free. It's way more beneficial to ourselves to have free-formed locks. Never pay for your dreadlocks, people. Freeform dreads in the Bahamas on the cruise ship, and these are lengthy. Mandem has definitely showcased what commitment looks like, how patience pays off in terms of length and gains, and the happiness that is subsided from doing so. I even like the way that the top and the back of his hair looks like it might have had some breakage or just frizzy hair that has come together into newer locks. The freeform journey is ever growing. You might have some big Congos that have already matured, but the new growth can constantly be coming into newer locks down the road. It's a great thing. Which one of these should I use, and how should I use them for my 2-month semi-freeforms? So this is an interesting question. When we are choosing products for our hair, we always want to go with the most natural, organic products possible. The simpler, the better. Meaning, if you see any ingredients listed that you cannot pronounce, stay away from that shit. If you see perfume and fragrance listed in anything you're putting in your hair, stay away from that shit. Jamaican Mango and Lime is a company that utilizes a lot of chemicals and processed ingredients in their products. Stay away from these guys. Rose water is great, but in a glycerin form, I feel like it might be a bit too burdensome, a bit too thick for our hair. So I would recommend staying away from this one, but a natural rose water refresher is usually water-based, and I could recommend this. I would definitely recommend tea tree oil here because it's 100% herbal. And if you look at the ingredients on this packaging alongside the peppermint oil, you'll notice there's probably only one ingredient in there that you can pronounce, and it would be tea tree oil or peppermint oil. So I would utilize these if you are using them for moisturizing your hair. And the easiest way to use it is to either just put a little bit on your fingertips and massage it into the areas of your scalp that you feel needs treating. You can also mix it in with water, just like how the rose water is mixed, and put it in a spray bottle and spray it in your locks that way. Sometimes it's better to do it before you wash your hair and then wash out anything that's residual towards the end. But sometimes I'll just do it and I'll leave it in and wash my hair later in the week. Just don't overdo it. You don't want to put so much in there that it's building up and it's like it's getting oily on your scalp a whole lot. Like, you want to be careful and considerate of how much you use. Damn, the truck driver's back at it. They're coming along healthy for sure. This is really neat how these little baby dreads are coming in between the big natties. Some of the thickest locks I've seen on the channel in a while. Very nice, bro. And also notice, there's no buildup, there's no dandruff, there's no debris anywhere to be seen, not even lint on these locks. So these are well taken care of. Freeform locks. Third set of locks, decided to go freeform this time. Let my hair grow 1 year before letting it lock up. Occasionally I use the sponge. What do you think? Any tips? The last 2 picks are from my first set of locks, which are instant locks, and second set of locks, which are semi-freeform. Embracing the journey. Hope to have a beautiful freeform lock soon. I think you're on the right path, bro. In fact, I know you're on the right path here. My only tip is to stop using the sponge. You don't need it. Your hair looks like it's locking up fine without it, and you'll be surprised at the outcome of your dreadlocks without using the sponge. I feel like the sponge is more of like a coping mechanism just to help people feel satisfied or at ease that they are doing something to help progress their hair along. But in reality, our hair doesn't need help like that. It will lock up on its own. Now you are in that baby dread stage still where it's going to be kind of like messy and flying around and clumping up in weird spots. But in the long run, this will work out for your benefit, because you can clearly see that things are locking up around here. These are the instant locks he was talking about, or maybe these are the semi-free forms. Definitely have a different look. Oh, these would be the instant locks, which would have been a crochet hook applied. But notice the difference in the volume that you're able to achieve. Now these look like they've kind of flat, kind of thin. These kind of look a little unnatural with the whole crochet hook happening. But now with the freeform process, you're getting a lot more of an organic look, a lot fluffier, more volume, and essentially these are going to give you the most unique locks that you can get. So big ups on your journey, fam. I would love to see some updates down the road. This man says 2 years later, going bald on top, so they didn't take. I shaved the sides and went with the Viking dreadlock mullet. So just allowing the back of his head to freeform in, which is like, it is the area of the scalp that does lock up the best. So it's cool to see that he's embracing it there. And I love to see that he's embracing these freeform locks, even though he's accepted his male pattern baldness. Going bald should never be in the way of somebody growing their locks, because the journey is more about how they look. At the end of the day, it's more about the experience and the memories made along the way. Loving the beard as well. The beard is fly, my friend. 1 year, 4 months in, started with a bald head. Here I am now. What do y'all think about the progress? Low-key, I feel like I should be a bit further looking at other people's 1 year point. Never compare yourselves to others. You are on your own personal journey. You cannot replicate or compare this to anybody else, because only you exist on this journey. So feel like you're in a progression state. Feel like you are doing your best. And it looks like your efforts are paying off. People's hair grow at different rates, so all you can really do is embrace your own journey, my friend, and stay dedicated and use other people's photos as inspiration, as motivation, rather than letting yourself down comparing like you need to be at catching up with them. It's not a race. This is a game to be played at a slow pace. And this is how we stay lock committed. This is how we learn and practice our patience, which ultimately leads to greater self-confidence. Trust the fucking process. December 2021, man came from some twisted dreads that were styled. And now in 2023, 2 years later, it looks like he's embraced the free forms. Looks like he might have even wicked those old twists together. And let me tell you, this look is far better than the one you had going on before. Loving this top frizz going on here as well. And it looks like your locks are a lot thicker, so you've definitely changed up your style quite a bit. It's a good thing. Family, I appreciate you guys stopping by here on the subreddit. Join if you haven't already, and I'll see y'all in the next one. Peace out.